Give a round of applause up for the first one.
Ian Katmore.
We have Ian Katmore. Okay, here you go. Trek Brewing, how are we doing? Oh my goodness, it is great to be back here. I remember the first time performing here, there was a bunch of kids right by the stage, and so I'm glad to see it's an all-adult audience tonight.
My kids, I didn't bring them.
I'm sorry for the things they learned that night. So anyways, I was married once. Let's just get into it. I got married at 19 in Las Vegas. That was my first mistake. It's weird though, because marriage is just a legal agreement that establishes a two-person communist society. It's a thinker. But I did everything right, though. I asked both of her dads for a hand in marriage. She was adopted, and we decided that one night, instead of planning everything out, we would drive 34 hours from the Hocking Hills all the way to Las Vegas. Mistake number 2, never, and I repeat, never be in the same car with somebody for longer than 24 hours at a time. You will hate each other by the end of it. Example, as I'm driving through Utah, my soon-to-be wife looks at me and goes, "Why do you breathe like that?" I'm sorry, what? I didn't know there was a proper protocol on how to breathe. I'm just not trying to die, bitch, damn. Vegas was awesome. We got married at a wedding chapel, but not inside of the chapel, no. We got married on the side of the street under a "Welcome to Las Vegas" sign. Everybody driving by could see us. One guy in a big truck even yelled out, "Gay!" Like I know I look like Rosie O'Donnell with a milk stash. I can't help it. The rest of the honeymoon was awesome, though. We ziplined down the Las Vegas Strip together. We went to a strip club that she paid for. We got this weird group dance by a stripper named Angel. I presume she named herself that because she knew she wasn't getting into heaven. But let's fast forward 2 months now. She's out partying all the time. I can't leave the house. You know how bored I was? I was into video games. She was into threesomes. Without me, you can laugh at my pain. Our marriage lasted 2 months. The divorce process lasted a fucking year. The reason the divorce took so long is because during that time, she had gotten pregnant by another guy. But because we were still technically married, I was listed as legal father on the birth certificate. Which means I had to pay $2,000 in court fees to prove that it wasn't my crotch goblin. I realized one other thing, though. I now had the power to potentially take her kid away from her. But it's not like I had any real interest in doing so. Like if I won the kid in a custody battle, I would just leave it on the front steps of an Amazon warehouse. All right, we are not a pro-child labor crowd tonight. All right, let's get into the lighter stuff. I went ghost hunting recently. It was at this house my friend used to live in and I used to live in when I was a baby. And baby me looks like if they made a wax figurine of the baby from the show Dinosaurs. Not the mama. But the house now is a shithole. There's mold growing in it. Parts of the ceiling are falling out. It is the perfect place for a group of homeless men to fuck! And have a nice cuddle puddle after. So I'm up in one of the bedrooms and I have a bone-chilling 5-minute conversation with the spirit of a dead 6-year-old. I asked the ghost its name. He tells me it's Caleb. Caleb, I'm going to be honest with you. That's a bit of a weak ghost name. Sorry if any of your kids are named Caleb. But no, I asked Caleb, was this your old bedroom? And he said no, and the plot thickens again. So I asked Caleb, where was his bedroom? He said, in hell. Now this happened to be the very same bedroom that I had the worst threesome of my life in. It was my first MMF threesome, and I was not prepared. I was the little engine that couldn't. What made the threesome so awkward was this guy was so much more of a dom than her and I were both comfortable with. I got PTSD from watching a grown man backhand slap a boobie. Like, I know I'm still in a training bra, but I can't imagine that shit feels good. How much time do I have left?
40-ish.
Like 40 seconds? All right, I'm just going to do a couple one-liners, rapid fire, and I'll get out of here. It's always awkward when you catch your roommates fucking in your bed. Especially when your roommates are your parents. It really irks me, the people who say they're going to be as single as a Pringle. Like, do you guys not know how many Pringles come in a can? You're side bitch number 3 at least. And if you are the last Pringle in the can, congrats, because you're going to end up broken and alone. All right, folks, that's been my time. I have been E.M. Katmore. Coming back up to stage, your lovely host.
Guys, give it up for E.M. Katmore.